For most of its modern history, this lake was San Antonio's sewage dump. Raw wastewater, daily, for decades. The stench was so bad, it was a public health hazard. And yet, in 1973, while sewage was still flowing in, the San Antonio City Council designated Mitchell Lake a wildlife refuge. Birders were already coming out here, braving the smell because the birds were just that good. So how does that happen? What is it about this place? That's what I came here to figure out.
The Mitchell Lake Audubon Center is a 1,200-acre wildlife sanctuary on the south side of San Antonio. We work to protect birds and their habitats, and we connect the community to nature. So that's the whole reason we exist. The history is really interesting. It started as a natural lake. The earliest written record is on a Spanish colonist map. It was called Laguna de los Patos in 1776, so we know there were ducks there then. And then when San Antonio became the most populated city in Texas, they needed a place for waste to go. So they dammed the lake and routed all the sewage into the lake. And then eventually as technology caught up, it was partially treated sewage. Over time they realized putting raw sewage and partially treated sewage into a lake isn't the best idea. So they worked to clean that up. Because of the nutrients in the lake, it attracted a lot of insects, which attracted a lot of birds. And so it kind of was always known for birds. So there were a lot of people that were really instrumental in championing for the birds and making it a shorebird refuge. In 2004, because it was known for birds, people really worked to have Audubon brought on board. And that's when it became what it is today. It wasn't until 1987 that sewage stopped going into the lake completely. Some of the first wetlands that birds see on their migrating path were located on the central Flyway, which is that migrating path that they take down and back every year. It's a big aquatic habitat. The lake itself is 600 acres, and so we see a lot of aquatic waterfowl and shorebirds. They come back year out. We're at the convergence of 4 ecoregions here. We are some of the few wetlands in central Texas, so whenever those birds fly down, they see that big green space, they see the wetlands, and they can fly down. I like to tell school kids that it's like a Buc-ee's for birds. So some of them call it home, but then some of them use it as a rest stop to get food, water, shelter, take a rest, and then they're back on their way to the coast or Central South America. We see over 350 different bird species per year. Right now in fall and winter is duck season, so we see a lot of ducks, sometimes northern shovelers by the thousands. We get northern pintails, we get hooded mergansers, which is a pretty cool duck species to see. The thing that I think is awesome about migration is there is something every season. In September, in the fall, that's when we get our biggest amounts of American white pelicans, which a lot of people don't necessarily think of as a San Antonio bird, kind of associated with the coast, but they come a little bit more inland to freshwater. And then the spring migration is huge. So painted buntings will be here starting in probably March, April, and then a lot of those will stay through as well. So really something to see all year.
So here's the context that makes Mitchell Lake more than just a feel-good story. Since 1970, North America has lost nearly 3 billion birds. That's not a mistake. Roughly 1 in 4 birds gone within a single human lifetime. Grasslands, forests, and shorelines, almost every habitat has seen steep declines. But there's one exception: wetlands. Wetland birds are actually up 13% because of exactly the kind of conservation investment you're looking at right now. Which means this place isn't just a local success story, it's a critical proof of concept.
A lot of bird populations are trending down. So that's why places like this existing is even more important over time. We can work to kind of bend that bird curve and bring the populations back up, especially as birds face more pressures from human interference and climate change. We can hopefully bend that bird curve back up.
The good news is that Mitchell Lake isn't just a place to visit. It's a demonstration site. Everything they're building here, you can scale down to your own backyard. Start with native plants. The gardens behind me aren't just pretty, they are also functional. They're timed to migrations. When birds are moving through San Antonio in the spring and fall, natives are producing seeds. Insects are active. There's food here. That's not by accident. You don't need 1,200 acres. A few native plants in your yard puts food on the table for whatever's passing through your neighborhood on the Central Flyway. Second, lights out at night. millions of songbirds migrate after dark and navigate by the stars. Light pollution disorients them, causing collisions. Turning off unnecessary outdoor lights during migration season is one of the simplest things you can do. And third, just come here. Walk the trails, sit at the water, let the place do what it does. Because ultimately, that's how people come to care about wild and natural spaces. Not through a screen, through this.
Nobody can do it all, but if we all do a little something, it's beneficial. We promote natives. Not only do they save water, but they benefit wildlife. They provide food for bees, butterflies, birds, bats. Another one that people can participate in is community science. Most of our programs have an element of community science, and programs like eBird, Merlin, or iNaturalist. It seems like a fun way to learn, but it also gives data to scientists that can look at trends over time and decide where to go next. The city of San Antonio folks voted to give us $6 million in bond money. So it's an investment for the South Side, which we're really excited about. There's a little something for everybody. We hope to serve as a model for urban conservation, whether you're a hardcore birder or you just want to come out and hang out, enjoy the peace of nature. It's a little something for everybody. So we exist for the birds, and we hope to keep the land natural to help the birds out, but it's also a place where people can just come out and enjoy the peace of nature.
So there's a version of this story that's easy to tell. This lake was literally full of sewage, not just a little degraded or somewhat polluted. Mitchell Lake got as bad as it could get for a living ecosystem. And look at it now. That's what I want you to carry with you, not as just a feel-good story, as evidence. Because when we look at what we are up against, the habitat loss, the bird populations in free fall, the wild places disappearing under concrete, it's easy to believe we've crossed a point of no return. But Mitchell Lake tells us something different, that even when things have gone completely to shit, we can bring them back. Humans broke this place completely, and then humans committed to fix it. The birds returned, 350 species, pelicans by the hundreds. A city voting yes on $6 million for a wildlife sanctuary on the South Side. It will never be like it was. 12,000 years ago, this was a refuge for indigenous communities, a living, untouched ecosystem in perfect balance. That version is gone, but maybe what it's becoming is its own kind of miracle. We have the capacity to destroy. That's real, and we shouldn't look away from it. But we have the capacity to restore, too, to return wild places and natural areas to something even we can hardly believe possible. And with that evidence, we can believe that our most important restoration projects have yet to happen, that our best and most important work is still yet to come. Thanks for watching, y'all. If this kind of storytelling resonates with you, there are a few ways to stay connected. If you're in San Antonio, this San Antonio Something newsletter is my weekly newsletter about this city, culture, civic life, people, and places every Thursday. If you're anywhere in Texas, my Texas Field Notes is a short weekly dispatch on native plants, Texas land stewardship, and knowing this place a little bit better every Friday. Both are free and each have links in the description below. All right, y'all, I'll see you out there.